What's going on YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Link, XRP, and Digibyte. So we're going to get into some stuff here today. This is going to be 6 coins we're going to cover. I'm going to try to do it as fast as I can for you. I really value y'all's time, and I appreciate you being here with me today. So let's dig into this. Right now, Bitcoin is at $12,012. We're down 2.37%. And what you can see, we pushed up. We wicked up to around $12,500 yesterday. So that was a nice candle close here, nice strong candle. What we're seeing today is a little bit more selling pressure. So we have about average volume that we've been dealing with recently here, and it's coming on some selling pressure. And what you can see is that we've actually back tested and found a little bit of support. You can see this wick here. There's a little bit of support off this 15 moving average, which typically in these uptrends, you're going to stay up above that 15 and that 30, which is in purple here, this 30 EMA for most of the uptrend. If it gets a really deep pullback, you can get into this 60, but for the most part, you're going to stay up above that 15 and 30. So that's what I want to see defended. If we break down through this 15 moving average, it's going to be down to around $11,110 is where I'm going to want to see a bounce off of. If we go lower than that, it's going to be that 10,500, which was previous resistance that we wanted to turn into support. And something we do have to be aware of up here as we are fighting to hold this 15 moving average. You can see some divergence here. Price has been pushing up, but we've actually lost a little strength on our RSI. Right now, we're having lower highs and lower lows so far. On that, you can almost form a little channel there. So we're going to have to see. We're at 63, which I think is also a good thing because we're cooling down the RSI, some of these oscillators that need to cool down so that we can potentially push up into this box that I have up here. This is going to be the resistance box that I'm pay a lot of attention to. It's going to be around $13,000, going to be the bottom of it up to around that $14,000. And what I want to see is what type of candlestick formations and what's going on with the wicks up in this area here and what type of selling or buying pressure that we have. But right now it's just being patient, waiting to see what we're going to do with this 15 and where this candle closes today. That's what's going to be important for us. If we get into trading view for Bitcoin, we're looking at a 2 sell, 9 neutral, 17 buy, oscillators 1 sell, 8 neutral, and a 2 buy. Also, guys, if you get some from these videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We're trying for 300 likes. We got it on the last video. Very appreciative of that. Really helping the channel out, guys. Appreciate it. So let's get into Ethereum next. ETH is at $426. We did back test the area we were looking at yesterday, that 417. You can see we wicked down to it twice. We're going to have to wait for the candle close today, but something I do want you to be aware of here as we are pushing up, and this has been a very strong trend. We do have almost like a hanging man candle here. We have a doji candle. We have a short day candle. So there's a lot of, in the long wick up top here, we have a lot of profit taking that has been taking place. So basically now what we're waiting to see is if we're just going to continue to move sideways before we potentially could move up to challenge $450, or if this is an area that we need to cool back down a little bit more. The 15 moving average would put us roughly at about $406, and then back to that 30, which would still be a healthy retracement, would be around that $364. RSI losing a little bit of steam here. We're at 69, so we are cooling down finally, which is a good thing in my opinion, because we want this trend to be healthy. We want to continue a nice uptrend. We don't want it to be built on stilts. We want nice higher highs, higher lows, nice retracements. That's what we're looking for. We're having a 4 sell, 10 neutral, and a 14 buy there on the 1-day summary is what we're looking at for Ethereum. So let's just see if we move sideways here and if we can hold that $417. If so, we're going to look around that $450 to try to get over top of for resistance there. Next, we're going to get into Litecoin. This is a position I'm still playing. Been in it since, guys, I think it was 54.60 is my average right around that range. Still letting this go because I want to see the formation of this candlestick today. So what's happened is, I mean, it's a lot of fight. It's almost like a long leg doji candle. We're going to have to wait for the close. But we have back tested. We wicked down to that area I was looking at, 63.75, which was previous resistance. We'll have to turn this green now as support, and that's what we're looking to do. So now what we need to see is how this candle closes today. So what we need to do, if the candle has a positive close and it's actually up above yesterday's, that potentially could open us up to around $70. I'm going to look at, then it'd be up around $79.95. But ultimately for Litecoin, I want to stay up above this white trend line. That's my long-term trend line. We're up above the 15, which we are gapping up away from it pretty good right now. Typically, you will get pullbacks onto it. our 30, and our 60. But for right now, I'm just have a break even stop and I'm letting this ride. I want to see how the candle ends up forming today. RSI is at 70 right now, same deal. Our last high got us to about 84, so we are having lower highs on the RSI right now, a little bit above average volume, and we're just going to have to wait to see what happens there with the candle close. So that's going to be Litecoin. Next, we're going to get into Link. And also let me know, guys, if you can leave down low what coins you're here for. I always love to hear that. So I make sure I'm picking the ones that people really want to see. So for Link, remember we were talking about these wicks up here. If you guys haven't watched the video from today, it's so important. I was warning about this, guys, and you can see how we had that nice retracement there. We sold off all the way to $14.62, which is great. And it almost looks like we could put in a double tweezer bottom here if we do stay up above this area, and that may be enough cool down to get us up into some of those higher levels. But I would wait to see just where this candle is going to close today, because we're not sure if there's going to be even more of a retracement coming. RSI is at 67, heavier sell volume. So I would say now, if you've sold out up in here and you have some profits, I would wait a little bit longer to see what really happens with the price. Let it settle down a little bit before you potentially could start layering back in, because typically when we get these nice pullbacks, we get back into this 30 a lot of times. Not saying it has to happen, but that would put us back around $12 again if we do continue this downside movement. But if we defend these tweezer bottoms here and we get a nice strong candle close up above yesterday's close, that may be enough to start bringing us back up here to test $20, which will be important for us. If we get into trading view, and right now we're at 1639. If we get into trading view for the technicals, 3 sell, 10 neutral, and a 15 buy is what we're going to be looking at there. Next, we're going to move into XRP. I know a few people have been asking about this, so if that is you, let me know down low. XRP, we've pushed up. We got to around 32 cents. We came back down, found support with the longer wicks we've been talking about off this 15 moving average. We've tried to get back up again to around that 32, and we've seen some rejection. So we do need to be aware of that, guys. We may need more time to cool back down. And if we do start breaking back down through this 15 moving average, we're going to look to about 0.28279 is going to be the support area I'd want to hold, and then be down to around 27 cents is the area. Same deal on the RSI, lower highs coming in right now. We're at 66. Ultimately, if we had a huge retracement, I would look back to around that 25-cent region as well. But in terms of overhead resistance, we got to get up above that 32. Then that could open some things up to get us up around that 0.34134. If we take a look at trading view, we have a 2 sell, 9 neutral, 17 buy, oscillators, 1 sell, 8 neutral, and a 2 buy there. So we're just going to have to be patient, see where this candle closes today. I want to see how deep, if we do get some good penetration up into the previous day's candle, that could be meaningful for us. But pay attention to these wicks, guys. It is significant when you're having about 3 to 5% wicks. A lot of the times that'll show that you need more of a retracement period. Not always. And right, that one's almost 6% there. It's just something I would be aware of. Longer wicks, we've pushed up twice, almost like a double top. RSI, we're having the lower highs losing a little bit of strength here. So I don't think it'd be crazy to even pull back into that 28-cent range. But, you know, this cryptocurrency, guys, it has a mind of its own. It can do whatever it wants to do. I'm just looking at the technicals purely here. So we're going to get into Digibyte next. That's XRP. Digibyte right around that 3-cent region. Okay, so what we were looking at yesterday was the tweezer top action here. So we are having more of a cool down period. I wouldn't be shocked if we went back to that 0.03116. Maybe that's an area you could start slowly laddering into a position if you're not in a long-term position for Digibyte, not financial advice. Well, you know, Digibyte runs really hard and really fast, and what a lot of people like to do after a nice retracement, they'll start lightly buying around the 15 and then a little heavier around the 30 if it gets down to that, then even back down to this 60 moving average and have some heavier bids there in case we do have that big retracement, so you're ready for that next pop to the upside. So you can see how we're up above the 15, the 30, and the 60. So all the moving averages pointing up right now. It's a really nice trend out of this symmetrical triangle. We're just going to have to get up over top of 0.03822 is going to be the area that we'll have to bounce up through, which is going to be overhead resistance next for us. Okay, if we get in Digibyte trading view, and we take a look at this, we have a 3 sell, 9 neutral, 16 buy, oscillators, 0 sell, 8 neutral, 3 buy. Moving averages looking very strong like we just talked about there. in terms of all these, a lot of neutral, the buys we're having on the awesome oscillator and the momentum and the MACD there for Digibyte. So we just basically want to hold in this area, guys, and potentially get that next pop to the upside is what we're looking for. So if you get something from this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. God bless each and every one of you. Take care, my friends.